Health guidelines limiting movement were issued by the Director General of Health Services and will be in effect until the 31st of August. As per the guidelines, only one person per household can leave the house. This does not apply to persons going out for purposes of work or to obtain health services. Public transport and private taxi services must operate within provincial limits and can only carry passengers up to the seating capacity of the vehicle. Public transport will only be for essential services. Essential services must be provided with the minimum number of staff. This applies to government and private sector offices as well, but the head of the institution can call in employees from other provinces if required. Apparel, agriculture, fisheries and other industries can function under strict health guidelines. Meetings, conferences, seminars and brand launches will not be permitted. Health sector institutions can function with the required number of staff but must adhere to relevant instructions. Only wholesale trade will be permitted at economic centers and they must operate under strict health guidelines. A 25% customer capacity applies to open markets and fairs, which must be carried out under strict supervision of local authorities. Shopping malls can operate at 25% customer capacity and all measures must be taken to prevent the spread of COVID-19. The maximum number of customers must be displayed outside the shopping mall. The maximum number of customers permitted should be displayed outside groceries, supermarkets and financial institutions. A maximum of 10 customers will be permitted at grocery stores at a time. The capacity limit of supermarkets is 25%, allocating 1.5 square meters per customer, and financial institutions must operate at 10% customer capacity. Clothing and textile shops, tailors and dressmakers can operate with strict adherence to health guidelines and agriculture-based outlets can operate with strong adherence to DREAM. Street and mobile vendors can operate under supervision of local authorities with strict adherence to DREAM. Filling stations and construction sites are permitted with strict adherence to DREAM. Courts cannot exceed 25% capacity, including staff. Cases must be taken on a staggered basis and members of the public or prisoners cannot be present in or in the immediate vicinity of the courts unless with special permission of the relevant judge. Visitors will not be allowed in prisons. Preschools, schools, higher education centers, universities, and tuition classes will be closed until further notice. Day-care centers will be closed for 2 weeks. Weddings will not be permitted and this applies to parties and gatherings as well. The health guidelines state that funerals must take place within 24 hours with a maximum of 25 persons at any given time. Restaurants can open for dine-in customers but must be limited to 50% capacity. Strict adherence to health guidelines is required. Delivery and takeaway services by restaurants can be carried out with adherence to DREAM. Hotels, rest houses, and guest houses can remain open with 25% capacity and under strict health guidelines. No collective activities or gatherings will be permitted at places of worship. Boarding houses can remain at full capacity but accommodation cannot be provided to new boarders. Spas, gyms, indoor sports halls, children's parks, and swimming pools will be closed and carnivals, musical shows and beach parties will not be permitted. Gatherings will not be allowed at walkways or beaches. The DREAM concept refers to practicing physical distancing, respiratory etiquette, aseptic procedures, and wearing a face mask. Non-essential travel will not be permitted from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. daily as quarantine curfew will be in effect during that time. Interprovincial travel is prohibited, but provincial borders will be open to health services, police and forces, state sector officials on essential official visits, distributors of essential supplies, providers of essential services like utility services, for the death of an immediate family member, and transport of cargo and travel to and from ports of entry and exit. Meanwhile, a total of 369,359 persons have tested positive for COVID-19 to date, including 3,676 patients detected on Wednesday. This is the highest number of patients detected in a day. At present, 46,397 persons are under medical or home-based care. The epidemiology unit states that 316,528 persons have recovered from the virus to date. On Tuesday, health officials confirmed 170 COVID-19 deaths, raising the country's COVID-19 death toll to 6,604.